Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel Mayta What Ifs. Today I am back with a new movie. Yes, after a long time, I'm finally back with a movie. So, as you guess from the title, the name of this movie is What If Naruto Changed Everyone's Attitude Towards Him, mainly Konoha's. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Itachi Uchiha 123 for suggesting this idea. It's his first idea that I am making. I don't know if he has suggested any more. And moving onwards, there's a thing that I would like to discuss with you guys. I am thinking of writing down a story. I mean, scripted ones, movies, stories, as well as series. Because I have noticed that there isn't a single series on this channel yet. And I really want to make a few series like I did back on the Apollo Uchiha channel. So, write down your comments in the comment section and yeah, I'll pick anyone, and then I'll post it in the community tab or in Discord server to ask for suggestions. That is this idea okay? Should we make this? And the idea with the most votes, yeah, that will be turned into the series. And as we go along in the story, after one episode, you can suggest some changes or suggest some things like this should have been better, like you should have added this, or so on or so that, and we'll go along those lines. How about that? And the second thing is that thank you so much for 707 subscribers. Hopefully we'll be able to reach 800 by the end of this month. I know we can do that. And if you're new to the channel, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel and Discord. Join that Discord server from uh, channel about section. That Discord link will be there or in the description box of this video as well. Anyways, moving onwards, I hope you guys post a lot of memes and we'll do a lot of reaction videos there. And yeah, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's movie. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato. At night time, it was October 10th. It was supposed to be a peaceful night in the village. But out of nowhere, it turned out to be the most horrific night that the village would remember for all its eternity. It was the night when the strongest Biju, known to the whole elemental nations, the Kyubi no Yoko, the nine-tailed fox, descended upon them and began marching towards them. Its chakra was sinister, filled throughout the whole village immediately, making everyone's blood run cold in their veins. But some of them who were brave enough got their senses back together and led the civilians to safety, while the others formed and joined a defense line of a sort on the outer skirt of their home, trying to stop the Biju at the best as they could. Leading them and taking the charge was the already retired old man known as Hiruzen Sarutobi. But he wasn't any ordinary old man. He was the third Hokage of the said village, as he, in the absence of the current leader, had to take the charge and lead the men to form a plan and try to stop the Biju. And so far, they have been failing miserably. And that was until the current successor and Hokage, Minato no Mikaze, joined the battlefield, on top of a huge toad, known as the Chief Toad from the Toad Summoning Clan, as he jumped down with a child in his arms. Minato, what the hell is going on here? I thought you had everything under control. Hiruzen yelled. Now is not the time to yell at me, Hokage-sama. We have to do something about that thing. Damn it. How did this even happen? Where are the others? Are they okay? We can discuss about everything later. I'm sorry. Was the only thing Minato could say before he went to prepare the altar where the sealing process could be done. As Hiruzen was frozen for a moment, his wife was the one who was in charge of this whole operation. Was in charge of making sure that the birthing process was easily done and nothing went wrong. And that I'm sorry, it meant that she no longer exists. Oh no, Bivako. As after that we see, Hiruzen came to his senses again, as he saw that the huge toad was flung into the air by the Biju and thrown to the other side. As Hiruzen then said, Damn it! It seems that even that huge toad wasn't enough for him. We have to do something, and fast, Minato. I have a plan, Hokage-sama. We're gonna use the same seal that was on Kushina, but it is a modified seal. It will split the chakra and the soul. What do you mean by that? What will happen to the soul? Kushina is here soon, and once she arrives, she will prepare to seal the soul in our other child. As now we see, as soon as this was said, Kushina arrived on the battlefield, and she too had seal prepared already. Alright, Minato, the seal is already done. All we have to do is make sure that Naruto and Naruto are ready for this. As now we see, Hiruzen could witness two of the twins, both with blonde hair, the only difference being, as Kushina said, one was a girl and the other one was a boy. As Kushina and Minato went to their work, as Hiruzen was quite shocked to see that Kushina used the Uzumaki sacred Uzumaki chains to hold on to the Biju, as Minato prepared the seal. And right after it was done, Kushina did a hand seals of her own that split the Kyuubi's soul separately and sealed it within Naruto. As soon as the Kyuubi was sealed, everyone cheered because seemingly nothing bad happened and everything was okay. But that is when everything went wrong. The soul began to act up, trying to escape from the seal. If it wasn't for Kushina and Minato quickly thinking of something, it wouldn't have happened. As now we see, Kyuubi before going back into the seal, as they tried their best to suppress it, said, "Mark my words. I will try my best to escape. Or I will take over the soul of this child if I have to. I will escape, Kushina, and once I do, I will have my revenge on you and your pathetic village. Mark my words." And this was heard by each and every shinobi there, even Hiruzen himself. But as soon as this Biju was sealed, an orange chakra flickered as Naruto's blue eyes turned into red with slits in them, as his whisker marks were a little bit thick, that were birthmark of his, and that was the only evident change. But Kushina and Minato gasped after seeing this. "No, no, no, no!" yelled out Kushina. "This wasn't how it was supposed to go." What do you mean by that, Kushina?" The Kyuubi has corrupted this child's soul and it is consuming it," said Kushina, as she, after seeing those eyes, remembering those eyes, were now fearful. As she fell down to her knees, "Kushina, you don't need to worry about anything. Sensei and Tsunade-sama will be here soon." What? I didn't hear about this. I know that Jiraiya would have visited, but Tsunade? Yes. You see, a month ago, I and Sensei had a talk, and we both said that it was time that Tsunade-sama needs to come back, because the village might need her. Why do you think that? We talked about some other things that I will discuss with you later once they arrive. We need to get out of here, fast. As after that, while the people cheered because of the Kyuubi's defeat, we see that the Uzumaki family, alongside with Hiruzen, arrived at the Hokage office, where they denied to meet the council for the time being, as Kushina hasn't holded her baby boy yet, and it was in the arms of Hiruzen, as she was glaring at him, and Minato and Hiruzen both noticed this. "Minato, you do know that this is your son, right? Why is Kushina glaring daggers at him? It must be because of the seal malfunctioning. Let me ask and check if something is wrong or not." As Minato then went towards Kushina. "Kushina, is everything okay?" "No, it's not. That thing needs to die." As Minato's eyes widened, "What? What do you mean by that?" "That thing needs to die, Minato. Our child's soul will be corrupted and consumed by the Biju. Haven't you heard its warning? Look at what it already has done. The boy's eyes are different. The Kyuubi is taking over his body. We need to warn everyone. We need to get rid of him," said Kushina, as she wiped away the tears that were in her eyes, as she began to walk towards Naruto, as Hiruzen was shocked as he too has heard this. As now we see, Minato jumped in between. "Stop right there, Kushina. I'm not gonna allow you to harm an innocent child. And our child nonetheless. He's not my child. My child died when the Kyuubi corrupted him. I told you it was a suicide mission. We had no other choice. And I trust in Naruto. It is Naruto. Whether you trust him or not, I'll make sure that my daughter is safe and that thing leaves my baby boy's body so that we can bury it properly. My Naruto is dead. Don't you dare call it that." As after that, Kushina took Naruto in her arms and began to walk away, as she stopped at the doorway and looked behind. "I denounce that child. is not a part of my clan. My baby Naruto is dead. He's just an imposter in his body. Kushina in her grief said those things before leaving, as Minato was stunned and so was Hiruzen. I'm sure, Minato, that she didn't meant it. I know that she meant every bit of it, Hokage-sama. Why are you calling me Hokage, Minato? And what do you mean she meant it? During these 9 months that I have been Hokage, I have noticed one thing. I'm not fit to be one. I have failed. I can't be the Hokage anymore. And the reason why I'm calling you is because I'm hoping that you retake the mentality and pass it down to someone who is much more worthy than me. What are you talking about, Minato? You see, the real plan was that until Jiraiya and Tsunade arrived, Minato and Hiruzen talked. And once they did, after an hour or so, we see that Hiruzen was shocked. As Jiraiya and Tsunade sighed, as Jiraiya then said, "It seems like you already informed Sensei over here about our plan." Yes, I did. As Hiruzen was angry at Jiraiya. You know what you have done, Jiraiya? You destroyed a perfect family for the poor boy. Because of you and the seals that you gave these two, Naruto's life might have been ruined. And God knows that what is going on in the head of Kushina's. She thinks that her son is dead. What? That wasn't how it was supposed to be when he told me about this, Jiraiya, said Tsunade. That child is innocent. Even though there are some things that are different, but the seal is working perfectly fine, Sensei. I can guarantee that. Said Jiraiya. So it is our Naruto. Of course, Minato, it is Naruto. The only difference is that there might have been some changes or consequences because of using the seal. And they are evident. The boy's eyes have changed and seemingly the whisker marks have thickened, right? But these are the only changes that we will see as far as the time goes. Alright, that's quite comforting. But the other thing that I'm mad at about you is why? Why are you aiming to leave one of the children behind while take the others? The village will need a Jinchuriki. And not only that, seeing that Kushina is like this, I think that it would be for the best. My biggest hurdle would have been to convince Kushina to leave one of the behind for the village's sake. But seeing that now Kushina is the one who is the biggest threat here, I think it would be best if we leave him in the village. Yeah, I'm not going with it, Jiraiya. What? But Hime, we will need your help. I have given some healing scrolls to, well, Kushina before you leave. But I gotta stick back to the village. This was the only reason I agreed to. And someone need to look after this boy over here. Right? Since we are the both godparents. As Minato's eyes widened. Thank you, Tsunade-sama. Thank you so much. As that is when both Hiruzen and Minato at the same time had an idea. Since Minato didn't want it to become Hokage anymore. As he then said, Tsunade-sama, are you willing to become the Hokage as well? What? What do you mean by that? You see, since I'll be gone long and Hiruzen-sama might take their mentality again, it's better if it is passed down to you. And village will be quite agreeing to that because not only you'll be back, but Asenju will be back as well to lead them. As Tsunade rubbed her chin. This might also help us ease with the Uchiha matter that has been going around. Since it was created by Tobirama-sama, that the Uchihas still resent him, I think it might be time that Tsunade retake the mentality and make sure that the Uchiha knows that they're on our side. And we are on their side. Damn it, I didn't agree to this. At least give me some time to think about. As after that, this discussion was done, we go towards Kushina, who, on the other side, have had a talk with her friends, and have confirmed that her child was dead. And not only that, it was taken over by Kyuubi. As on the other side, before leaving, Minato had been in a council meeting, where it was discussed that Tsunade was going to be the next Hokage. Everyone was shocked with Minato's sudden retirement so early on, but he revealed that he was going on a secret training trip with the Jinchuriki, leaving the other behind. As one of the council members then asked the prime question, what Jinchuriki do you mean are you leaving behind? As Minato was in a corner and he knew that he needed to answer this question, so he did. The one with the soul, he said while gritting his teeth. But he is my son. Jiraiya-sama has confirmed that the seal is working perfectly fine. Alright, I see. So, why is your wife, who is a seal master in her own right, and a better one than at that from Jiraiya, going around the village claiming that her child died and there's an imposter Kyuubi inside her child's body? As Minato then said, Kushina isn't thinking straight. Because of the sudden changes of the seal, said Jiraiya. That is the only reason why she thinks that Naruto is dead. But it is really Naruto. You have to give him a chance and see. A chance, you say? Said Danzo. We are not at the liberty of giving or taking any chances here, Hiruzen, Jiraiya, Minato. We have already had huge losses, and we are not ready to face any more. You know, if that thing really is the Kyuubi, there might be high chances that we will be facing much more worse consequences than ever. Do you understand that? Yes, we do. Then how are you going to plan to make sure that the child lives a normal life? Simple. Tsunade will be the Hokage and I will be watching over Naruto. Simple as that. I'll be placing Naruto somewhere who I trust, and Naruto will be raised in the orphanage. I see. Alright. We can have, agreements on that. As after that, everyone agreed on Tsunade becoming the Hokage as well. And so, the next day, Kushina, Minato, Jiraiya, and Naruto left. As Hiruzen with Naruto in his arm was still around, as Kushina glared at him. Kushina, he is your son, said Minato. He is our son. Why can't you think of him as such? What if it really is Naruto? As Kushina then said, I hope he is. But if he isn't, I have left some of the people behind. Thought Kushina to herself, the last part that will take care of him, after monitoring him. Unfortunately for Kushina, the people she left behind were the ones who were paranoid. And not only that, they, after seeing the child, were confirmed, as Kushina said, that it was indeed the Kyuubi because of the same eyes that the child possessed. So, a few years passed and the child lived a peaceful life, until one day while Naruto sneaked out of the orphanage at the age of 4, on his own birthday, he got captured and beaten down by the mob who wanted their revenge to a bloody pulp, to the point where the kid couldn't even move. He was in a comatose state. It was only after 8 hours, while the kid was bleeding out, he was discovered by one of the Anbus and retreat back to the Hokage, who had to go under a difficult procedure just to make sure that Naruto was out of the harm's way and out of the woods, as it took 48 hours straight for Tsunade to make sure that Naruto was stabilized. And right now, she was tired, exhausted as she came out. As her assistant Shizune then said, Tsunade-sama, is everything fine? Everything is fine. The boy is safe. As Hiruzen then slammed his fist on the wall. Damn it. Sensei, I'm gonna punish those bastards who did this to an innocent child. I'm gonna make sure that they are executed. You're right, Tsunade. We need to investigate. But is Naruto really okay? Yeah, he is. Hopefully everything will be fine tomorrow. As everything seemingly looked like it had settled down, with a minor security, they all left. But that wasn't the end of it. Some of the Anbus, who still hold hatred and grudge, attacked Naruto in the middle of the same night that he was saved by Tsunade, and this time much more viciously. So much so that the Tsunade was called back immediately by a nurse who came for a round checkup on Naruto. As soon as she arrived, she saw that Naruto was on the verge of death and needed an immediate transplant because Naruto had leaked out huge amount of blood. Seeing that her blood matched Naruto's, she knew what she needed to do. So she extracted 2 or 3 blood bags from herself and used chakra pills as well as blood pills to replenish her loss, and got back to operation. And this time, Naruto, thanks to the blood transfusion as well as Tsunade healing her, was completely saved. As now I see Tsunade slumping down right next to the operation theater table where Naruto was laying. Tsunade-sama, said the doctors as well as Shizune, as Tsunade had dark circles under her eyes and she was running cold sweat. The kid is saved. Tell Sensei to take care of him this time. God damn it. I need to rest. As after that we see Hiruzen made sure that Naruto was protected. Very well protected. As on the other side, Naruto was guarded as well by Team Ryu. Team of Minato that he personally arranged. Made up of Yukawa Uzuki as well as Tenzo and finally none other than Kakashi Hatake, his own student, as he vowed that he won't let anyone near him. While Hokage rested for a day or two because of the sudden chakra loss as well as blood loss and exhaustion, we see that Hiruzen had to take the place as acting Hokage for the time being. What happened, Hiruzen? What happened to Tsunade? And what happened to the Jinchuriki? It seems that some of the people have attacked the Jinchuriki. While he was recovered, he was attacked again. Tsunade, while already exhausted, had to do a blood transfusion with her own blood. You mean to say that the thing has a Senju blood running coursing through his veins? That thing is the child of our fourth Hokage, Minato no Mikaze. And Kushina, whether she likes it or not. The kid is young and innocent. For the 4 past years, he hasn't done any single ounce of thing that might be come under our radar as things that Kyuubi might do, or as Kyuubi's resurrection. Meaning that the thing that Kushina feared might have been false. With that thing said, we see that Hiruzen called up the meeting as he got the news that Naruto has woken up. As Naruto, while being bandaged up, was looking at Hiruzen with one eye that was only visible. JJ, said Naruto, trying his best. Calm down, my boy. Take your time. I'm here. It hurts, said Naruto, as Hiruzen tried not to cry and wiped away his tears. I know. Everything will be alright from now on, Naruto. You don't need to worry about anything. As after that, Naruto, due to the anesthesia, passed out again. And it took Naruto a full 6 months to recover completely, as everything went and back to return to normal. But Naruto was now traumatized, to the point that he was now disconnected from everyone. The once bright boy was gone. He was now shy, and always remained in the orphanage, to the point where the orphanage matriarch, who was well aware of the boy's situation, and pitied him even, was now getting worried, and contacted the Hokage and Hiruzen both. I'm worried about him. The boy hasn't left his room. Always just hugs his knees and sits down on his bed all by himself all day. If it wasn't for me taking his food to him, he wouldn't have even eaten any day. I'm worried about him. He wasn't like this. He was just a happy and jolly boy. After that horrifying incident, everything has changed. I'm worried about him. So are we. Thank you about this, Mitokaido-san. You can leave for the time being and watch over Naruto. It's time we have a discussion, Tsunade, with Minato and Jiraiya. They might need to know about their boy. And so a letter was sent to Jiraiya. And as soon as Jiraiya received a letter, he was horrified. And so he decided to tell this only to Minato. Minato, there has been an emergency back at the village. It's about Naruto. While Naruto, who was a genius in her own right at the age of 4, was being taught by her mother, she also heard this. She remembered that from as long as she could remember, she has been told that it wasn't her brother, but an imposter that was, taken over her baby brother's body, and she needs to kill him and destroy him once she meet him. And she this time was too intrigued. As now we see, she, out of curiosity, followed him, as Jiraiya told everything that went down to Minato. You see, a few months ago, Naruto was attacked, and not only once but twice, and he survived close death. If it wasn't for Tsunade-sama doing the blood transfusion, he would have died. And now he's depressed to the point that he wouldn't leave his room. He's traumatized. As that is when an image of Naruto was shown to Minato as he slumped down on the ground, as Jiraiya prepared himself to, stop him from falling down. As after that, Minato then said, "It's all my fault. My boy is suffering because of me. Because of her," said Minato with rage-filled eyes when he mentioned her. as Mita was shocked as she looked at the image. And in that image, she couldn't see any ounce or image of the QB that her mother described. All she ever saw was a boy who was scared to death and was traumatized. As her eyes widened, and she knew at that moment that at least before making a decision, she had to meet her brother. While on the other side, Naruto was still as ever. And so, it was time for Jiraiya and Minato to return, and so it did. In 10 days' time, they returned from the place that they were hiding, saying that there was an emergency back at the village, and Tsunade and Naruto were left on their own. As now we see, in the Hokage office. I can't believe this. How did this happen? Were the people who did this were punished? Turns out, the leader has committed suicide. From the looks of it, it seems as if he has. But turns out someone who was behind this, who was doing the dirty work through him, made sure that he looked like he committed suicide, while the others have gone silent. So we haven't tracked down anyone. Damn it! Can I at least meet my son? I don't think it's a good idea, Minato. It said that the boy was lured in, saying that it was his father. And then this happened. As Minato wiped away his tears, damn it, Kushina. Damn it all. I'm sorry, Minato. If I knew this would have happened, said Jiraiya as he too tried himself not to cry because he now felt guilty of what happened to the boy. As now we see, both of them decided that they need to meet Naruto. So they arrived where Naruto's bedroom was, and they saw that the boy was still hugging himself and shaking visibly while seeing some other unknown people. Naruto? As Naruto flinched, don't hurt me. I didn't do anything wrong, said Naruto, shaking visibly. As Minato's heart broke after seeing his boy like this, so he moved towards him. I'm your father. No, you're not. I seriously didn't do anything. I'm sorry that I was born like this. I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm sorry. I apologize, said Naruto again and again. But this time he was hugged back by his father, who shedded tears as Naruto was shocked. Shocked that this man didn't harm him, but hugged him instead. It's all my fault. If it wasn't for me leaving you behind, this wouldn't have happened. As Naruto's eyes widened. As after that, Naruto finally calmed down and was slowly coming out of his stupor. Minato revealed the whole story of what has happened, as Naruto was heartbroken to find out that his own mother think that he is a demon, and is training his sister to do so. I tried my best to make sure that Naruto knows that you're not a monster, but she trusts her mother too much. And me and your mother has gotten into a lot of fights because of this. But I can't just leave them as well. I know leaving you here was the biggest mistake that I ever made. Now I know I can't leave you here. I'm gonna take you with me. What? Are you insane, Minato? She will kill him. The moment she lays her eyes on this boy, he is her son. She has to accept the fact whether she likes it or not. As Minato said this to Jiraiya, as that is when Naruto then said, I'll wait. As Minato then said, you don't have to worry about her. She will understand once she sees you, Naruto, that you really are her son. You're not a monster. You are our baby boy. As Minato said, Jiraiya and the others were worried, so Naruto, seeing their worried faces, then decided to work against Minato. I think I should stay. Thank you for meeting me and telling me that there are some people who at least care about me. I'm happy to meet you, Toshan. As Naruto gave his father a hug, which Minato tearfully returned, finally able to reconcile with his son after their reunion. So after spending some time together, Minato finally returned back with Jiraiya, with happy memories of with Naruto. As Jiraiya and Minato return, we see them talking. He is a cheerful boy, like Sensei said. It was a sad thing seeing him like this, as Minato clenched his fist. If anything happens to him, I'm gonna burn that village down, Sensei. To hell with being that leader of that village or that being my home. I won't stay still if anything happens to my son. And I'll be right beside you, Minato, when that happens. And so, back in Konoha, once they return, we see that Naruto now moved towards Tsunade and said, Oba-chan, what is it, Naruto? Can I train under you? What? What do you mean by that? As Hiruzen then said, for the meantime, why don't I watch over your training? And once you're ready and done with the basics, why not Tsunade take over your training as well? As Naruto agreed. Turns out, after meeting with his father, he has gotten motivated. And seeing now that he has a sister named Naruto, he was more than eager to meet her. While on the other side, once Minato and Jiraiya returned, Naruto was able to sneak past them and was able to see the pictures of her brother. Pictures where he was able to finally smile. And she was happy to see that. And the more she saw the pictures of her brother, she confirmed herself and determined herself that this was her brother and not the QB or monster that her mother think it was. As now we see, while not Naruto continues her training, Naruto did so as well. And so time began to pass by, and finally the academy years arrived. Naruto was far, far ahead when he entered the academy, and as soon as he did, he proved everyone wrong who thought that he was the QB. He showed everyone kindness. Even in the village, he made sure the people noticed whenever he was doing a thing or so. It was well taught to him by Hiruzen, and people slowly began to change their ideals towards Naruto, thinking that they might have hurted the boy. And the more they thought about it, the more guilty they felt. To the point where once those shopkeepers who even gave Naruto rotten food at overcharged prices were now even giving some of the things for free and making sure that the boy was becoming much more healthy and strong and capable enough of defending himself and them as well. And in slowly but surely and in due time, while Naruto breezed through the academy and moving on into his final years at the age of 12 or 13, the village began to adore him to the point that he was called the reincarnation of Hashirama Senju in flesh because he was a spitting image of his, as some of the greatest elder of the village said. Why? Because he too was kind like him. And the people who attacked him, they felt so much guilty of what they have done that they came forward and even blurted out. Turns out it was Danzo Shimura who was behind this attack, and he too was punished by being removed from the elder seat of the council and was sentenced to lifetime in imprisonment with his chakra suppression. As now we see, the people who surrendered themselves also wanted to apologize to Naruto. Naruto looked down and thought for a bit until he said, Look, I'm not gonna say what you done was nice. I don't think that I might be able to forgive you, but what I can do is try my hardest to forget. So I ask you the same. Forget about what happened and move on with your life. As the people thought that this might be the best that they could get out of him. After all, Naruto was no saint, even if he was somewhat who was kind to those who was around it. As now we see, Naruto, after all this went down, was inside the Hokage office as he sighed for the upteenth time. As Tsunade, having enough of this, said, Oi, brat! What the hell is wrong with you? And sighing, sorry about that, Bachan. Tell me seriously what it is, says Tsunade as her pencil broke that she was using to work. Damn it, you made me broke another pencil. It's nothing, it's just, I don't understand. The same people were viciously smiling when they did all those things to me. Almost killed me, and now they wanted my forgiveness. But I couldn't bring myself to. It's a natural thing, Naruto. You can't forgive some things. Nobody in this world can. We're not perfect. Even those who have the kindest of heart, even they can't forgive some of the things, Naruto, in this world. It's only natural. But what you said, I'm quite proud of you. It's all thanks to you and Gigi training me and teaching me the best I know. You're way too kind, kid. Way too kind for your own good. Yeah, I guess you're right. As now we see, Naruto then went to the academy. And today, he reached at the age of 13 and was the graduation day. Everyone in the class quite liked him, more than ever, his own rival and friend, Sasuke. Say, Dobe, wanna go and have another match before the academy ends? Your own, Teme. But remember this, the loser has to buy everyone, even Choji included, dinner tonight. As Sasuke flinched because he knew that the round that he has beaten Naruto was only 3 times, while Naruto has beaten him 6 times already. Damn it, I have to beat him. And so, both of them went on head to head. As Naruto and Sasuke went to spar, we see that Naruto came close to beating Sasuke multiple times, but in the end, he gave himself up and was defeated by Sasuke. Sasuke was quite shocked, and it didn't seem to look like that Naruto willingly was defeated by him. As he cheered, "I won! I won! Yes! On your face, Dope! You're gonna pay for everyone's dinner tonight! Get ready to get your wallet broken! Fine, I guess a promise is a promise, and a bet is a bet." And so, Sasuke cheered, and so did his fangirls, while on the other side we see that Shikamaru appeared next to him with a smirk. "Damn it, Naruto, I didn't know you were so cunning, and so kind-hearted." "What do you mean by that, Shikamaru?" "Sasuke beat me fair and square." Yeah, cut the crap. You notice that the Uchihas are having a hard time now at the time, and aren't getting as much jobs as they were, and funds. And that is why you thought that it might be easy for him to defeat you if you didn't use your full strength. Obviously, duh. And so, after that, Shikamaru sighed and said, "What a drag. Make sure he doesn't find out. Not only if you spill the beans, he won't." And so, the Genins graduated that day, and Naruto had given them a huge party. As on the other side, Naruto has been training hard and rigorously. "That's not enough, Naruto. You need to be prepared. You need to destroy that monster." Kushina's condition has gotten only worse, and her infatuation of liberating her son's soul from the Kyuubi's clutches and burying his body has gotten to the point of borderline obsession, as Minato was now downright worried about him, and so he wrote down a letter to his son as well. You see, Minato and Naruto has been exchanging letters, and Naruto was quite surprised when he found out in the newest letter that his mother was like this, and he was pissed at her. Even if she didn't like him, that was one thing, but forcing his sister, his Nei-san, and her own daughter to kill him, that was something rude and quite annoying. As now we see, the time for them to return was close in the letter as it was mentioned, but for the timing they wouldn't. As on the other side, after becoming Genin under Kakashi Hatake as Team 7, the Team 7 began to do their D-rank missions, and after completing their quota for D-ranks, the first C-rank mission arrived, and they were met with Tazuna, the bridge builder from the Land of Waves, which they had to escort back to their village. It was supposed to be a simple C-rank mission, but turned out it was much more than that. After the first attack from the Demon Brothers, it was revealed by Tazuna that the village was ruled over by a tyrant, a criminal lord known as Kato, and he has killed anyone and everyone who has stood in his way, and has been ruling their village with iron fist, pushing them into a corner. And he needs this bridge. The village needs this bridge before it dies out. Naruto, after hearing this, made the team agree that they need to move forward. So Sakura, Sasuke, after seeing that the village really needs to come together and survive this, and Tazuna seeing them as their last hope, had no other choice but to move forward. But Kakashi did send in a letter back saying that they were going to advance with this. But that wasn't the end of it all. After arriving to the Land of Waves, they were met with a huge mist that was laced with chakra. And out of nowhere came a huge sword flung towards them. And that is when they met with the demon of the mist, Zabuza Momochi. Thanks to their sensei, as well as their quick-wittedness, they were able to deal with him to the point that he was only pushed back and grazed, until a masked hunter nin arrived and took him back. And once Kakashi, who was exhausted because of this battle, passed out, they had to move to a hiding and safer place. So Tazuna offered his home, and after arriving there, we see that Naruto and Inari had a fight. Naruto went outside to not vent his rage on the Inari because he has outlived his whole form of harshness. And Inari was saying that how he was living it on easy life, and he hasn't even had a single bad thing happen to him. As now we see, Naruto arrived in the field where he was punching trees to ease off his steam. And that is when he met with Haku, who claimed that he was a boy, but Naruto made thought surely she was a girl. But turns out he was a boy indeed because, well, he was a boy. And now we see that Naruto, after talking a long night with Haku, passed out with a valuable lesson why he was fighting. Naruto said to protect, and Haku was quite pleased with his answer. But he made sure Naruto remembered what he was protecting before he wanted to fight to protect. And the next day arrived, the bridge builder was working on the bridge until Zabuza arrived again. And this time, with him was the Master Hunter Nin. Sasuke and Sakura got injured, enraging Naruto to the point that something happened. This time, instead of the Kyuubi chakra being released, since Naruto didn't have any of that, it was none other than the wood release. The mythical, the ancient Kakagenkai that was said to be lost was now in front of them in its full glory as the wooden spike emerged, meeting with the ice spikes and destroying them, impaling Haku and Zabuza. We see that Naruto wasn't done yet. His nails had turned into claw-likes, his teeth turned into canines, as he began to form some lines on his face. These lines were similar to the Senjutsu chakra of Hashirama. Seeing and realizing how dangerous it could be for Naruto, Kakashi moved forward and knocked him out. Thankfully, both of the others were impaled in the arms, so they were injured but not gravely. What the hell is that kid of yours, Kakashi? I don't know, but it could have been dangerous. Now, two of the kids were injured. One was knocked out. Kakashi needed to do something. So he came up with the conclusion, Zabuza, leave this place. Naruto is out of control right now. If he wakes up and sees this again, he might lose control again. I won't be able to stop him this time. You have to leave. Do we have a deal? Fine. Screw Gato. I'm out of here. I don't want to face that monster. Let's get out of here, Haku. As they were about to leave, Haku was stabbed into the chest by Gato himself from behind. You think you can betray me? No! Haku! As after seeing this, Zabuza was enraged. You picking up his sword with one arm. He killed Gato and all of his army before he too succumbed to his wounds. Kakashi, seeing how sad this was, buried them next to one another. As after they woke up, Kakashi explained everything to the Genin, and Naruto was quite honestly sad. If I didn't injure them, this wouldn't have happened. I'm sorry, Sensei. I should have known better. It's alright, Naruto. It's alright. As after that we see, the bridge was completed. The land of Wave was liberated from the tyranny of Gato. And all because of the heroes. And so the village was named, thanks to, well, Tazuna's preference, the Great Naruto Village. Why? Because Naruto, if he hadn't lost control, Zabuza and Haku wouldn't have stopped and chained their sides, in the end stopping the battle. But Naruto told them to change the name again, and this time it was Haku and Zabuza Village, in order to honor them, the bridge. And there was a shrine made for both of them, to pay an homage to those who really made an effort into making this bridge. As Naruto, after paying the respects to the dead, moved forward and returned back to the village. There waiting for him was another surprise, and that was Chunin exams, but that wasn't the end of it, because Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, and Naruto has returned and were waiting inside the Hokage office. Realizing this from Yugao, who arrived there to take Kakashi, he discarded the team and they left. Naruto returned back to his apartment, and as soon as he returned, he was ambushed by the Anbus at the order of at the order of Kushina, and brought to the Hokage office. What the hell is going on here? Why am I like this? You are going to be killed, demon. What? Your mother, right? As he was slapped in the face. You're not my son. I know what you are. You are the Kyuubi. Are you not? Kakashi has explained everything, that how you lost control. You have shown your true colors. Calm down, Kushina. Calm down. It is Naruto. Seeing his seeing his comrades injured, it was obvious that he was enraged. But releasing the wood release, that wasn't the part of the Kyuubi. It was Naruto. That doesn't matter. You witnessed that his canines grew and he had nails. That's all that matters. No, it doesn't, Kajan. What did you say? What did you say, Mito? Naruko? He is brother. He is not the demon that you think. As Minato and Jiraiya were shocked. I'm sorry, Dad. I read your letters. I was shocked to see him in that state. I was happy to see him happy. I'm happy to finally meet my brother. Leave him! As the Anbus did so. As Kushina, after losing her final brain cell, then did something that she would regret for all her life. She then said, throwing me Naruto away, if you can't, then I will. As she unsheathed her katana and began to dash towards Naruto with intent to kill. She was as strong Konoichi, and nobody in that short span could stop her. And surprisingly enough, Naruto did, as she was the one who was stabbed, as Naruto's eyes widened, and so did Kushina. As Naruto then said, please don't hate her. She is her mother. I'm happy to meet you, little brother. With these words, she began to pass out. No, no. As Tsunade, after seeing that Kushina fall down to her knees, took the girl who was injured to the medic room as fast as she could to make sure that she survived. On the other end, Naruto was enraged and shocked. It was supposed to be a happy meeting between him and his sister. A reunion. The happiest moment of his life, but it was destroyed by his mother. As he looked towards the woman that was his mother. As Naruto then said, You bitch. As with that, he charged up her Rasengan and slammed it on Kushina's face, throwing her into the ground, and then stomped on her face until the ground broke and she fell down to the ground underneath. As after that, Naruto was holded back, but it took Jiraiya, Hiruzen, as well as Minato and Kakashi to hold him back. I'll kill you! I'll rip you to shreds for what you have done! It's one thing to hate me, but to kill your own child? You're a monster. You don't deserve to be an Uzumaki at all! As Kushina was frozen, this wasn't how it was supposed to go. This was supposed to be the Kyuubi. Was it the Kyuubi? No, it wasn't the Kyuubi. It must be the Kyuubi, actually. She was confused. Torn between, was it the Kyuubi or it was the Kyuubi, actually. But in reality, it was Naruto, and he had had enough. Right now, he was sitting outside the operation room, alongside Minato as well as Jiraiya and Hiruzen, waiting for Naruto's recovery as Tsunade came outside. She's recovered. She's in a sleeping state due to the sedatives. She will wake up in a day or two. As Naruto went inside and holding her hand until he shed tears again. You didn't have to do that. I am so sorry that you had to do that, Naisan. I promise I'll protect you. As that is when the words of Haku came to his mind. Naruto knew what he had to protect. The family that he had. The family that loved him. Including Tsunade, his friends, and even his sister and father. Even Jiraiya. As after that, everything seemingly looked okay for Naruto and the others, while Tsunade was made sure that Kushina was kept in a cell to reevaluate her mind, and the Yamanakas were in charge of that. As this was going on, the Akatsuki and Orochimaru were making a deal of their own. They were planning to attack Konoha in the Chunin exams. And it was supposed to be the biggest Chunin exams that were ever held. Why? Well, because each and every Kage alongside their Jinchuriki will be attending. This was the biggest Chunin exams because this time all of the major villages will be there to look for potential contractors, and every village wanted to show that they had the strength. Even Iwa begrudgingly had to go, and this was the biggest chance for Akatsuki to nab all the Bijus. And so they tried, after formulating a plan. And as soon as the Chunin exams began, Naruto teammate Sakura was replaced because she, after that horrifying encounter, still couldn't come out of trauma and decided that she didn't want it to become a Konoichi any longer. So, Naruto took that place, and once she took so, the Team 7 now were sent to the Forest of Death after passing the first exam. And there they came face to face with, well, Orochimaru. But he didn't reveal his identity and only left after fighting them for some time. Why? Because he wanted to test out who was the perfect successor here. And he found two prime subjects, Sasuke Uchiha and Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. And after this was done, we see that they all arrived at the tower. A little bit late though, but still did. As Sasuke said, Naruto, that Genin that we fought. Yeah. I don't know what his name was, but he was from the Rain Country, right? Yeah, I think so. He had a weird vibe to him. We should be careful if we face him in the Chunin exams. And they heard that the preliminary rounds were going to go around, but surprisingly enough, they didn't see that Genin. That gave them a tough time. Only to find out that he might have been disqualified or something, and failed the second test. And so the preliminary rounds ended with Naruto defending Hinata from execution by the hands of Neji, and even kicking him to the point that he was slammed against the wall, and stopped by the intervening of the Jonins. And so the next match was decided between Neji and Naruto. And so, when 1 month later, during that month, both of the Gens were trained by Naruto and Naruto, while Minato as well, while Kakashi took over alongside with Itachi and his father, on Sasuke, to train him, since the Uchiha clan was alive and well, and still loyal to Konoha thanks to Tsunade being the next Hokage, and Danzo being kicked out, so there was no information about, Uchiha's being involved in the Kyuubi attack, or at least ever, because they weren't. As now we see, after 1 month passed, the final exams began, and as the final match was between Sasuke and, Gaara no Sabuko from Suna, we see that something happened as the Jinchuriki revealed himself to be the One Tails, while the other Jinchurikis who were witnessing this narrowed their eyes, as that is when Suna revealed his true color. They wanted to attack all the leaders there, but the Suna leader itself turned out to be Orochimaru. While the other Kages was busy fighting them, Orochimaru revived the first and the second Hokage, alongside Madara Uchiha. And this shocked the other Kages, and they all joined forces together and made an announcement to make sure that their shinobis worked together as well. Because this wasn't an attack anymore on Konoha. This was an all-out great shinobi war against those who have been revived, as Akatsuki also arrived with the Zetsu army. And so, in Konoha Gakure, a war was fought. And in the end, all the Jinchurikis and those joining their forces, mainly Naruto and Naruto combined together, were able to defeat them, all on their own. And once the Akatsuki and seemingly others looked defeated, that is when Madara, using Obito by controlling Zetsu, made sure that using the Rin Rebirth, he was reborn again with his all prime and potential. But after that, all hell broke loose when he defeated the Bijus and consumed each of their Jinchuriki's Bijus one by one, killing the Jinchurikis one after the other. And in the end, Naruto was the one who threw Naruto away this time and sacrificed himself, as Sasuke and Naruto were shocked. And this time, Naruto and Sasuke, who with his all-blinding rage, seeing that his his brother died like this, due to the pain, his Mangekyo Sharingan awakened. But he, too, blindly attacked and was stabbed by, Madara. And Madara became the Jinchuriki of all 9 Bijus, and after consuming the husk, he made sure some of the hand seals and revived the 10 tails within him, and then became his Jinchuriki in the new state of the 6th path. But before he could do anything, or cause any more trouble, we see that Naruto somehow, alongside with Sasuke, revived with new powers, and they took down, none other than Madara himself in his Sage of the 6th Path form. But that wasn't the extent of it. In weakened state, Madara was betrayed by Zetsu again, And this time, the true mastermind came. It was none other than Kaguya. Seeing that they already had the power of the sun and the moon seal, both of them went all out against Kaguya, alongside with the help of everyone. She was about to use the Moon Eye Seal, but nobody would allow her to do so because Minato, who was alive alongside the others, tried their best. Even Orochimaru, who was seeing this, joined the shinobi forces and was trying his best to make sure that this goddess that appeared won't be able to take chakra back. And for the first time, the legendary three Sanins were again alive and working together. And so was the Akatsuki, because turns out Zetsu revealed his true plan that they all were nothing more than the history that he wrote, who has been here before the age of shinobi. And all of them felt like that they were being played like pawns and they wanted revenge. So, they all joined forces together, setting aside their hatred for one another. And in the end, Kaguya Tsuzuki, with the help of everyone, and Naruto and Sasuke using the Sun and the Moon Seal, was defeated and sealed once more, saving everyone once and for all. As everyone began to cheer, their cheers silenced when they saw that Konoha and in general was destroyed, and Kushina and other criminals had escaped from the facility. As everything settled down, right now the major thing they needed to deal with was the reconstruction of the village, and for the time being, tents were created. The other villages agreed that they, who are now allies with Konoha, will help them build the village. Orochimaru was also stated back for his, well, hard work, but with a little bit of punishment, alongside with the Akatsuki. And for the first time, the three Sanins were on the same side, not fighting once against one another. And one night, while Naruto was sleeping while the recovering was going on, stepped in her tent was none other than Kushina, with a dagger in her hand. As Naruto woke up, as Naruto then said in a weakened state, "So you still think that I am the Biju? Because of you, my family is destroyed. You really believe that? Even if I had some changes, I am still Naruto. You are a previous Jinchuriki, right? You can enter my mindscape. At least before you do kill me. Why don't you see for yourself if I am the Kyuubi or not?" As after that, Kushina, taking her chances, did so, and there in front of the seal was the weakened Kyuubi, who was still unconscious, even after all these years of its chakra being ripped apart. The Kyuubi has been like that since ever. And now, again, since I have recovered it from Madara. Then I was about to, yes. Look, I'm not gonna say that I forgive you for what you have done or what you have done to Nason. I don't even care about you anymore. Like you haven't cared about me even an ounce of it bit since I was born. So let's just bygone be bygones. You go on your way and let me be my own person. Live my own life. Can we do that? Live in this world while ignoring one another? I seriously don't wish to meet you and come face to face with you. And why I don't want to fight you? Only because you gave birth to me. That is the sole reason why. But next time I won't be so careful. So please leave. As after that, Tsunade witnessed Kushina running out of Naruto's tent. She got worried, but then she saw Naruto coming out as well. She looked towards Naruto. What was that about? Nothing. I think we came to a conclusion. A conclusion that she needs to take care of herself properly and redeem herself in the eyes of the others. What about you, Naruto? I'm okay with it. I don't care about her. I mean, she made my family neglect me, right? Leave me behind. But in the end, she's the one who's left alone, neglected by everyone else. I think it would be best for her to redeem in the eyes of others, not mine, because I don't care about her. To me, I have my family here. My mother and grandmother figure is in front of me. As Tsunade's eyes widened, are you? Of course. Of course, I know what you mean. As after that we see, Naruto then said, "Now, once everything settled down, how about you teach me how to use word release?" If I wish I could, Brad, but I'm not my grandfather who knows how to. At least he had some sort of scrolls, right? Those were all lost when Senju clan was destroyed. What? Then how am I gonna use this power, for God's sake? Well, I think you better revive him again to ask him this question. Seriously? How? How am I gonna even do that? You'll find a way since you have a power of the sage now. Jeez. And talk about using them for your own gain, said Naruto. As now we see that new sun was rising, and a new adventure and future was waiting for the whole elemental nation. In this universe, at least. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is it for the day and time being. Peace.